My name is Vadrin Tahir, and I'm the senior analyst for BeInCrypto. With me, as always, we have Konstantin, who is our global trader. So today we're going to talk about what coins to watch out for in the next bull cycle. So basically, this means that today's session is going to be entirely TA, and I hope that we get more questions today. And also, I hope that everyone who eventually watches the video recording will actually also enjoy it. So I'm gonna share my screen first. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna talk about 6 coins, and they're all here on the right side. So basically, CHZ, QNT, BNB, Basic Attention Token, XRP, and then finally ADA. So I'll go with CHZ first, just because I've really liked it for a while, and I think the movement is very interesting. So I'll start with the weekly time frame. So first thing I'm seeing is that there is a potential fourth wave pullback completed here. Now, besides 2 and 4 being very, very different in time, I think it's a very textbook pattern. Basically, wave 4 ended right here at the channel connecting the lows 1 and 2. So if correct, I'd expect like a new all-time high for this. But what I really like is the RSI movement. So first we have this RSI breakout from the bearish divergence trend line, and next we now have a price breakout. So basically, like if we have some sort of close here like this and maybe retest, I do think that this will continue increasing. And the RSI is also above 50, and it has bounced at the 50 line. So both of these are quite bullish signs to me. Now next I'll go to the daily time frame, and so even in the daily time frame, basically we have a breakout from a resistance line. Afterwards, the price moved above the 0.5 fib, and it has actually validated the support and also moved above the 0.6 fib. So I think correction is probably complete here, and now this is the beginning of a new upward movement. Same with RSI. RSI broke above its bearish divergence trend line, and it's now moving upwards. So something like this, maybe, I don't know. Then a bigger correction, or maybe like this. But yeah, basically I'm like pretty bullish for CHC. There's also the fundamental factor towards it. So basically, but it's going to be a sponsor of the upcoming World Cup. So it's possible that it just gains more and more hype up until the World Cup, and then it could be some sort of, I don't know, by the rumors of the news thing. So yeah, maybe it just continues increasing towards the World Cup, and then crashes. But in any case, like I really do like CHC. Next coin which I like is QNT. Now it has, in my opinion, the exact same setup, just in a lower time frame. So yeah, basically, so same, we had 1 and 2, 3. Now we're doing a fourth wave pullback, which is like it's basically the same thing as CHZ. It's just occurring on a lower time frame, and yeah, it's exactly at the middle of the channel. And also, like I do like this time difference, because not time difference, but let's say time proportion, I guess, because if the low was reached today, so the 152.1 low, then it means that waves 4 and 5 were like 0.5 and 1, so perfect ratio for that. And even in like lower, also, if we really like these long-term divergence trend lines. So basically, this is the original bullish divergence which actually started the upward movement. So I am extending it, and we're right here. So basically, this has to bounce. If we have a bottom here, we bounce, we do the final upward movement. If not, like basically invalidation is pretty close. If it goes down below here, even earlier, like if the RSI completes closes here a little, then I'll probably like leave this, but as of right now, it looks good. And even like the shorter term movement, basically, let's go to 2 hour. Yeah, so it's really, really choppy here, making me, making me think that this is correct if we have this sort of channel. Actually, it's a pretty good channel. And then, yeah, so several signs which to me say that this is bottom. So I will give it to Constantine now, and then I'll eventually go with the next coins.
All right, I will share my screen now. Yeah, so basically, from a technical analysis point of view, I don't really have coins in mind that I'm trading or setting up for potential bull run in the future. But I consider fundamental aspects for the next um, bull cycle, and also I consider the past behavior as important. So what I'm definitely looking out for is Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, and then I'm also don't want to miss the next meme run. So we had that meme run with Dogecoin and then also with Shiba Inu, and I'm pretty sure in the next bull cycle we will have another meme coin that is going to the moon. And apart from that, I'm really bullish on exchange tokens, Uniswap, Binance token, FTX token, Cake, and also GMX, which is rather new. I'm not even sure if it's on TradingView, but it's basically a decentralized exchange. And that's basically my take on it. Doing a technical analysis on those right now, for example, BNB doesn't make a lot of sense to me right now, simply because the trend is still kind of bearish. And we have some bottom indication, but for example, Binance token, I've shared a lot of analysis in the German site about Binance token. And what you can see here is that we got rejected perfectly at a golden ratio at 360. So we are still not in a new bull cycle, but we might end up in a new bull cycle very soon, because we talked about that last time, that a lot of bottom indicators are showing the end of the bear cycle. But yeah, the problem is that we still didn't have a new a higher high, and we are currently, for Bitcoin, for example, still in a correction wave, for Ethereum as well. So yeah, we have to wait, in my opinion, and I'm happy to pass it to Voltran again now.
Well, thanks, Constantine, as always. So one thing about the meme coins, like I honestly I don't know that much about meme coins, but there was this meme coin which I saw some famous footballers talking about it. I think its name was World Cup Ino, and like considering meme coins usually like their bull runs don't actually make sense. Like fundamental wise, it's just a community behind it. And with the World Cup coming, I don't know, maybe it's something to. But I have to like take a look at it. I just heard about it, so I have no idea. Maybe there's like 100 billion tokens or whatever, so it like can't actually go up or anything. But just I thought it was interesting since it has the Inu thing behind it.
Yeah, I think the thing with meme tokens or the crypto market in general is that hype and community is more important than true fundamentals. And I think that's also because you don't really have fundamental analysts sitting there and looking at the burn rate and cash flow and equity to debt ratio of those coins, because they are not publicly traded, not publicly listed. There are less regulations, so you have less metrics, less key figures, so there's less transparency actually. So all that's left is basically hype, news, Elon Musk tweets, and that's why I think community drives the price more than fundamentals. And we will see, for example, Solana. I think just yesterday or something, Google announced a partnership with Solana, and before that Facebook. But the price or the market is not reacting to it simply because nobody cares, I think, right now. So yeah, it's really important to not dismiss that in the next bull cycle, because as more you're involved in crypto, the more serious you take it, and the less you care about memes. And so I missed Dogecoin, I missed Shiba Inu, but it's a mistake, I think, to miss that. And it's always about the narrative, because Shiba
Mhm.
Inu, for example, they had this great narrative with Vitalik, that they basically sent him a lot of tokens. And when he said he's not going to sell them or not going to spend them, then you have a lot of the circulating supply being locked away. So less supply, high demand, price thrive in general. So yeah, that it's always about the narrative. I think that's important.
Yeah, yeah, fully agree. Okay, so actually we have some questions. So I will share my screen and also like, so first I'll continue with the coin. So I'll just move ADA up higher since ADA was already on my watch list. Basically, yeah, we were going to talk about it anyways. But yeah, first is BNB. So honestly, I'm basically looking at coins which to me have like this, like pretty specific formation. So some sort of fourth wave pullback, meaning that the entire trend is not complete. And more importantly, I really need this RSI trend line to have broken. And then the RSI moved above 50. So I think even in our previous sessions, we were looking at some coins in which the RSI was close to breaking out but had not already done so. And now it hasn't, it has actually moved above 50. So to me, these are all really strong signs. Now, I actually like BNB more than CHZ when I look at it, because besides the fourth wave pullback, it also reclaimed this level here at about 270. So basically acted as support for a while. Then it broke down, but this turned out to be only a deviation. So just like this, deviation, and then we had an upward movement and the revalidation of the area as support. And even if we go to like the daily chart, similar movement. So basically we found some support here. It's probably the 0.618, so the golden ratio. No, it was 0.5, I guess. Yeah, it was 0.5. Created several long lower wicks, and then we have this like massive breakout from here. And now I think it's possible that the area is being validated as support prior to continuation. And now the next is ADA. So to answer Adeptina's question, I'd rather buy ADA than Sol right now. So I've been pretty bearish previously with ADA, but like that was because of this large triangle here, but that actually broke down and it reached one of my targets. So I'm actually bullish now. Now, reasons why I'm bullish. So no fourth wave pullback in this case, but we reached this really, really important 0.36 horizontal area here, and we bounced above it several times actually, created some long lower wicks, and basically the same thing as like the previous coins, bullish divergence in the weekly RSI, and then break of the trend line. Now just so basically I'm not going with absolute high here, even though this would have also been broken, but this, because this is the actual bearish divergence trend line. So these two highs and extended, and we actually have a breakout now. So basically confirmation would be this, but by the time price is obviously much higher. So yeah, and further confirmation for me would be, we don't need this, a reclaim of this area here, because this area did act as support prior to the breakdown of the triangle. I mean, we can probably outline the support since May. And now it seems that the area maybe has turned to resistance. So yeah, the safe entry would be just waiting on some sort of reclaim and maybe like a retest here and then like get ready for another upward movement. So yeah, that would be a decent entry in my opinion. And Solana, I actually did like Sol more prior, but so it has this sort of double bottom pattern here, right? But what I don't like, I mean, yeah, basically it has this sort of double bottom, some bullish divergence. What I don't like is that the bearish divergence trend line, I don't think it has broken yet. No, actually it has. My bad. But still looks decent, but uh, I don't like this rejection from the weekend. I think it occurred right at the 0.5 fib. Like, yeah, I was actually a lot more bullish until this happened because, I mean, that's a pretty crucial resistance area. Basically, fib and horizontal, and I really don't like just how sharp it was. So basically, we had rejection here, and then we had this bearish engulfing candlestick. So you're probably familiar with these if you followed last week's video on candlesticks. So these two, we have a bearish engulfing candlestick. So I don't like that. That's why I'm leaning on Solana. Sorry, I'm leaning on ADA more than I'm leaning on Matic or Matic. I'm not sure how I pronounce that.
So yeah, we still have some questions. So you compared ADA to Sol and also to Matic, right? So guys, if you have any more questions, please feel free to share them right now, and we are happy to answer them. But in the meantime, just let me talk about a little bit about Bitcoin. I will share my screen again. All right. So just a quick recap. We have some on-chain data that suggests the end of the bear cycle, and we also have the upticking histogram of the MACD, which is kind of bullish. So this looks really, really good for Bitcoin. But other than that, we don't have that bullish confirmation for a trend reversal because we didn't have that breakout yet. So last time we spoke, I want to see a break of the 21,000 area here at the golden ratio. And then we could go to the next golden ratio at 22,500. The issue is that we broke that level, but instantly started a new correction wave. And right now, we could kind of form an ascending channel here, an upward movement channel. And we could bounce off the supports at 20,200 or 19,350. And then the upward movement would still be intact and we could go for a higher high. But unless we don't have that higher high, Bitcoin is still not bullish enough for a new bull cycle. And we could even go down to the support area between the yearly low of 17,600 and 18,600. So that's still a possibility, but I'm kind of leaning towards the bottom is in and we don't see a new low. But if I'm wrong and we see a new low, I think it won't last for long. And it will be heavily defended by the bulls, and it probably will be around 14,000. That's my take on it because there's lots of support. Basically, the monthly close of the 2018 high, and then also the absolute top of the 2019 rally. And some scream for 12,000, but I don't really see that. So that's really the scenario I'm seeing here for a bearish scenario. But let me check if we have any questions now. No. Okay. Yeah, and that's about it about Bitcoin. So kind of leaning towards that the risk reward ratio is great right now because even if we consider the bearish scenario, we don't go low as much. So there is not that much room for a drop, but to the upside, there's lots of room to grow. So we could at least catch the all-time high of 69, uh, 69,000, yes. And to the downside, I don't consider Bitcoin going down to a single digit thousand range, like 1,000 or 9,000. That's like too far away. The bulls are too strong, so that would be an absolute meltdown. I don't think that we will see that. And the same thing with Ethereum, although I think Ethereum looks a little bit more bullish. It's also in kind of this upward channel movement here, but didn't establish a higher high. So maybe we will see like the channel continue to go in that direction, something like this, and we might see a break of that range here and move towards the next fib level here. But even then, we have lots of resistances to break for like a real bull rally. So you can see on the weekly chart, we got rejected at the 200 weekly EMA. Let me remove that. So yeah, the week before last week, we closed below the 200 week EMA, and the week after, like last week, we got rejected there, and it's really up to this week. If we can break that level and move towards the 50 week EMA, or if we retrace down, and if we retrace down now, we potentially go to the fib supports here at roughly 1,500 or 1,350, around that range. As long as we keep above those levels, the bullish upward movement remains intact, and we could see a higher high. And if we break those levels, we could potentially go back to the support area where we have been previously. But overall, MACD indicates bullishness, and I'm kind of leaning towards a bullish break of that level. So things start to look better, but for me, we are not in a new bull cycle just yet.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Constantine. Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially that even though like things are looking bullish, like the basically the reversal hasn't been confirmed yet. But yeah, some coins look more bullish than others, especially like ETH and BTC. When we look at that, it really makes sense. Oh, yeah. So just to go back at that Matic question, because I didn't actually, I just compared it with ADA. So honestly, I don't know what to do with Matic because I was expecting some sort of correction. So okay, so basically we had this bounce here, which I didn't catch. I wasn't even didn't go to 0.5. Should have gone maybe slightly lower. So I didn't catch that, and then even though it broke out, this ensuing upward movement looked really choppy. So I was looking for some sort of channel like this or this. So I was thinking that this is corrective and then we'll have something like this basically. But we didn't. So now it broke out, and I mean it's I think it's nearly the 1-to-1 from two increases. So yeah, I'm bullish on it basically. The very minimum would be 1.43, but probably go to 87. But yeah, I don't really see how to enter from the current price. So if you're there from earlier, great job. But right now, I know it. Even did some sort of shooting star here. So considering how low is the invalidation point here, the risk to reward would be horrible here. It's like, yeah, it's terrible. And just really quickly before our time runs out, so the two other coins which I kind of like are basic attention token. Again, same reasons. Bullish divergence here. Then breakout from bearish trend line. Even though I think the breakdown maybe is not there yet. Yeah, so it's gonna break out soon, I think. Bullish divergence here. And I think the daily divergence was extremely strong. Yeah, So basically, in the daily, we had this massive divergence right here, and then really strong reaction, upward movement, RSI moved above 50. So I really, really like this. And yeah, so XRP, I know it's just, I had been watching for the triangle for ages and it seems to be done now. So I know, like, invalidation level is pretty close. Could give you a breakout. I like it the least for my coins. So on Matic, I mean, I wasn't tracking volume. I mean, I agree that it probably goes up. I agree with you. I just don't think that the current level offers a good risk reward ratio. Because, like, if I'm right and you're right and it increases, and even if it goes to like 1.87, considering where your invalidation would be, that's still like a one-to-one trade. And that's basically the absolute highest target would still be something like one-to-one given the stop. So I don't, I mean, I am bullish on Matic. I just do not think like the current level is good. Like if it were here at like one, yeah, I'd be all over it. But 125, I know too much considering where the stop is. So I'll just go quickly at fetch.ai. Honestly, like I don't see any, maybe like this breakout here, I guess. Some sort of triangle, I don't know, like RSI. I don't know, like I mean, whenever we have this RSI like this, so that it moves above 50 and then below 50, like that's a sign of in indeterminate trend. So basically, I don't know the trend's direction, and even here, like we have several resistance areas. So I don't know, to be honest, about Fetch. Like I don't really have strong bias as to where it will go next. Sorry. And Suku, I've never heard of this before. At first glance, I guess it looks better. So I do not like this basically. So this could very well be some sort of. Yeah, okay, so I mean, in this case, I think it's easier to trade this because this kind of looks like a wedge. But yeah, basically, if you're looking to get in, just wait for a breakout and retest. Like in my, the RSI looks good here, but I know when it's just below resistance and it gave you like such a strong rejection from two resistance levels, I'd rather wait until it actually breaks them than buy like just below resistance and risk like the top. And I'll go to GMT. A bit weird to be honest. I mean, no divergence here. We probably also have a wedge, but no wedge actually. I don't know, like we have this level here. Now the bullish scenario would be this, basically that we deviated below the 0.57 support, and now we have reclaimed that. And I guess in the bullish scenario we do validate it as support like this. But again, there is no bullish divergence. We kind of have a breakout here, I guess. So I'd say I'm leaning on bullish, but I don't really have a clear read on it. Also because the RSI is moved above 50, so I'm kind of leaning on bullish, but yeah, no clear read on it. So we're
Yeah, I totally agree with you that Matic looks really bullish, but it's also sitting at resistance levels right now. So, but I cannot share my screen anymore because the time is running out, right? So, okay, all right. We have one comment. Walter, in your last video session about candles and video session from Konstantin about trading styles swing, try to add volumes there. There is link access there. Yeah, we haven't talked about volumes, training volumes yet. I think it's a topic on its own. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with trading styles. So I don't know, Walter, do we still have time for a technical analysis on uni?
Sure, you can do one quickly if you want, but like it's above 30, so I know we just crossed 30 minutes. Maybe just leave. I know.
We could cover that in the next session, basically.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so we will do uni next, I guess.
And
I mean,
analysis on optimism.
yeah, I mean, we already went over, so if we do one, then we have to do everything.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So yeah, sorry guys, apologies for not answering everything, but time ran out. And I actually really enjoyed that we have more questions this time, and we hope that
Same.
the future sessions sorry will also be active like this one. So
Yeah. So
next
guys,
week,
next Monday,
yeah,
8
next Monday
p.m.
same time.
Yeah. The same time on Monday, you can ask all your questions, and then we will cover uni and matic and optimism and everything you want to have us to analyze.
Yeah, so thanks everyone, and I hope that everyone that also watches it on replay is gonna like the session. So bye and have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye bye.